Gang members have unleashed terror in Vancouver, killing each other in broad daylight. The shootings have demoralized the city, and now a team of police officers is vowing to fight back. Our Carolyn Jarvis has this exclusive look into BC's specialized gang unit and their fight to reclaim Vancouver.
Friday night in downtown Vancouver. The clubs are packed, the dance floor is jammed, and the unofficial dress code is short, short, short. That's why this uniform may seem incredibly out of place. But tonight and every night, an integrated team of police officers is tackling the #1 issue facing BC right now: gangs.
Hey, it's the police. We're just at the front door for a check.
The evening begins with a curfew check on BC's most infamous family, the Bacon brothers. Police have repeatedly warned the public to stay clear of them, and now they're out on bail for drug and weapons-related charges.
Curfew check. Open the door, please.
Their father comes to the door, but won't open it.
Curfew check, please. Can you open the door? I can't see you through there. What's that? Pardon? Okay, we're here again. All right. 1399.
For several minutes, 5 officers stand watch and are watched back.
You can open the door?
Hey, it's the police. We're still at the door.
But still, no sign of the brothers.
It's a little longer than usual.
And it seems our cameras aren't welcome for a Friday night visit.
No. Nope. They're on the street.
Finally, nearly 10 minutes after police first arrived, the door opens.
Jamie, just can't quite sit here. Okay, yeah, we didn't talk to Abby tonight, so just making sure you're still here. Okay, boys.
All right.
See you later.
Have a good one.
What's with all the cameras?
They're
Pardon?
with us.
What's with all the cameras?
They're with us tonight, going out, shadowing us around.
Sure thing.
Good night, boys.
Well, that was quite the showdown.
He was in the shower.
And that's just the beginning of the night. Inspector Ralph Paul leads this unit of 40 officers.
I mean, the team was originally developed in November 2007 as a response to 17 shootings on the South Slope in a 3-month period, South Slope of Vancouver.
The Uniformed Gang Task Force is the only team of its kind in the country. It draws members from police forces across the Lower Mainland and heads into bars and restaurants, weeding out those who they believe don't belong.
Now we're just going to make one quick stop, probably on McKinley.
One of the first stops of the night, the Shark Club, in a Vancouver suburb where Sergeant Dave Colton receives word a fight has just ended.
That kid was messed up.
Yeah?
When the officer arrived and handcuffed him,
Yeah.
he was lying on the pavement, licking the pavement.
Licking the pavement.
Licking the pavement.
Some good drugs there.
Officers scanned the room, making sure no one was left behind, but it's relatively quiet here and they move on. Bar manager Mike Mills.
It's hard to tell nowadays who's a gang member and who's not a gang member, and at least with these guys being on the road, they can actually let us know who's who, so we can actually put them into the system and not allow them back into the bar.
It seems nowhere is safe lately. People are being shot in mall parking lots, in the middle of the street, through basement windows. More attacks than can be counted, and the number of dead rising quickly. That's why the message these frontline officers want to send is clear, that if you're part of a gang, you're not welcome in BC anywhere. Officers quickly pick out people they may know or who they think may look suspicious and collect their ID.
Hey Greg, on the way back, there's a guy, a little Asian guy right against the bar. As we were walking by, about 4 girls kept circling around, as if they were trying to shadow him. So let's maybe just have a look at him on the way through.
It turns out this man is fine to stay, but after a quick check of their information, police determine another bar goer has got to go.
Copy. We got some customers inside. They're just running some more names. There's some guys we're going to punt. Some guys are going to kick out, yeah.
Police won't disclose what this man's history is, only saying they want to keep the people inside safe.
Brian, how many? Just him? He's the main one. Okay.
The man doesn't resist and is promptly escorted out of the bar. And it appears this isn't the first time this man's been kicked out of a bar or restaurant.
And like I say, we're not calling you a bad guy, but if we keep kicking you out, maybe there's a reason.
I belong to him.
Yeah.
I work in the Port of Vancouver.
It all means an abrupt end to a Friday night out for this man, his wife, and his friends, and a cab takes them away.
He was very agreeable. He understands why we're doing what we're doing. He doesn't like the violence that's going on right now, as he said, and he doesn't like it, but he understands and he appreciates what we're doing.
And you hear that a lot.
A lot, absolutely.
The people understand.
Yeah, a lot of the gangsters understand, and I mean, when they see the reality around them and they're seeing their friends being shot and stabbed or beaten, well, it affects a lot of people.
It's a scene that will be repeated time and time again across the Lower Mainland. Officers double and triple checking who's who and at any place you could imagine. During the day, dropping in on restaurants, checking on suspected gang members at their gyms, even at their schools. And they're surprised when you show up at their gyms.
They're very surprised. They go, "How do you know I work out here?" We go, "Well, we know a lot of things about you, right?" And it makes them accountable. And they realize that there's nowhere they can go to intimidate people that we won't find them.
Since it began just over a year ago, the response to the Uniformed Gang Task Force has been overwhelmingly positive. When they walk into a bar, gang members often just walk out. The message is clear, and the result is that those inside are safe. One is a top cop in a fight against gangs, the other a young man in a fight to get out. Together they form both sides of BC's ongoing struggle to put a stop to gang violence. And tonight we take you inside their world for part 2 of Gang Wars. February 3rd, and 21-year-old Rafael Baldini is gunned down in his SUV in a crowded mall parking lot. 3 days later, another brazen shooting, again in the middle of the afternoon, again in front of a crowded shopping mall. This time, 26-year-old Kevin Leclerc is killed. Both men had gang ties. The killings only continue from there, police rushing out at all hours of the day for shootings and stabbings, most often gang-related. It's become a daily routine and a constant headline in Metro Vancouver.
Metro Vancouver is embroiled in an explosion of gun violence that rivals almost anything anywhere in North America.
It's now 646. 6 shootings in the past 6 days on the Lower Mainland.
Multiple murders, gangland slayings, and last night, a man shot dead in the parking lot of a mall.
Perhaps the most shocking of all, the murder of 23-year-old Nicole Alamy on February 16th, shot behind the wheel of her husband's car at a suburban intersection with her 4-year-old son in the back seat. Again, police say the shooting had all the hallmarks of a gang hit. It was here on a Monday, by this intersection around 10:30.
Yes, it was during the day, that's correct.
23-year-old woman in a car and a 4-year-old in the back seat.
Yes.
To me, it doesn't get more disturbing than that.
Well, it's very disturbing for us. I mean, when you look at gang activities and people involved in this kind of lifestyle, I mean, they really don't care anymore when it comes to who else that could get hurt from this.
Superintendent Dan Mallow leads BC's Integrated Gang Task Force. He says the gang war in BC is unprecedented, but the underlying principles are the same as in any gang war: drugs, money, and power.
What we find in BC right now is it's a big shift of the market. So when you shift the market and you have too many gangs for the amount of users, drug users, they have to go and forcibly take over somebody else's drug line. And that's really what this is all about.
129 gangs are now fighting for turf in British Columbia, running drug lines for cocaine, marijuana, and ecstasy.
It's not the numbers that really show a good picture. It's the amount of gangs that have decided that it's okay at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in a mall parking lot to use high-powered weapons and shoot somebody. So it's not the numbers, it's the level of violence that the gangs are actually not afraid of doing right now. That's the concern.
The proof is in how gangs are now equipped. Armored cars, military-grade ammunition, and the new staple, worn like it's just another piece of clothing: bulletproof vests. So where's it going to stop? Somebody wears this bulletproof vest, another gang gets a bullet that can penetrate this, another gang gets an armored vehicle that bullets can't penetrate either. Where does it stop?
Well, we've got to make this illegal. We've got to make armored vehicles illegal, and we've got to throw people that think it's okay to kill other human beings in jail.
25-year-old Devin is no stranger to jail. He's been in and out more times than he can count.
Stolen cars, assault, robbery, armed robbery, possessing a weapon, everything under the book, almost.
And And for 12 years, a gang was the only place he felt like he belonged.
I was in foster home to group home to foster home to group. I've been in, 57 group homes and foster homes, and I just kept running away. After a while, when I turned 13, I just started not caring. I hung out with a different crowd and went the wrong direction. One of the members said, "You can stay at my place." I started staying at the place. "Here's some dope, go sell this." Okay, I sold the dope. "Oh, this guy screwed around, go smash him out." Smash him out, come back.
Did you ever say no? Did you think to say, "Yeah, I don't want to smash this guy up"?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
I was afraid what could happen to me if I said no. And you know what? I've seen people's fingers get chopped off. I've seen people tortured in a chair, strapped to a chair.
He was shot in the leg, his brother was kidnapped, and Devin finally decided 6 months ago it was time to leave. He turned to a group called Real World Truth, run by Amir Javid.
All I have to do is prove to a kid, hey, you know what? Your involvement equals death. The kid gets it. But how do you get him out? How do you take the fear of leaving? How do you take the fear of him being able to fit into society away from him? And that's what we do through the program.
It's a similar point to the one Superintendent Mallow is trying to drive home.
We've got to reinstill fear, not just fear to the police, but if you commit a criminal act and you're doing damage to the community's going to deal with you. And they deal with you through the court system in Canada. So we've got to be able to bring that back somehow and modernize that system.
But jail is not something most gang members are afraid of.
You go to North Fraser, you can sit there and play PlayStation 2 in your room. You got every single channel for television, you know, like.
So jail isn't scary?
It's a daycare.
The only thing that scares Devin is that one day his past will catch up with him.
I made an agreement when I got jumped in.
You were jumped in?
Yeah.
What was that agreement?
That I can't leave. Just like most gangs, once you're in, you're in. And if you try and leave, you just get killed or murdered.
The irony is that although Devin and Superintendent Mallow have always stood on opposite sides of the police tape, they're now fighting for the same thing. And it's a fight that's only just beginning.
We're going to win this, but it's going to take us some time.